This is the Simpit. I'm your host, Sean Cole, but the real star of today's show is you guys and your patience and bearing with me as we are here in a new studio. I wish I could say I was in better spirits, but I've been struggling with technical difficulties all morning. Had the show set up, ready to go last night, double-checked it this morning, everything was good to go, and then I don't know what happened. Everything went crazy and stopped working. So I don't even know what's working. I don't even know what's on. Is this thing on? Sorry to blow out your ears. Is this thing on? I don't know, and I've about had it. No fun moving, I'll tell you that. Changing the studio around, moving, doing things differently has cost me all sorts of time. So I feel like I've lost 2 weeks and made zero progress forward, which has me in actually a really bad mood. So I apologize for my frustration. I apologize for everything, and happy Monday to you. Yeah, so I'm just not really in a good mood, but we are here to talk about sim racing. Maybe by the end of it, we will have good enough news to bring a smile to my face. We'll see about that. We'll see if we can get a smile on my face. I'm not sure. I'm in a pretty disgruntled mood this morning, but I'm glad you're all here. We are back on the Simpit Channel, so I wish today was a better show because of all the shows that I'd want to not happen on this channel. It's what's going on right now. So kudos to me on that. I have none of my chat working on my embed, which is one of my problems. And the other problem is my subscriber thing isn't working. In addition to that, I had a few other problems that I did solve. But nonetheless, it has kind of sabotaged today's show. So things are pretty much normal other than the view. So my question to you guys, my friends, my family, my sim racing buddies, how is the audio? How is the lighting? How is the video? Do things look and sound good? How's my zoom? How's my angle? If everything's good, at least we can take today as a certain step forward and progress for the Simpit as we just try to keep cleaning things up and getting better. But with it means sometimes you do take 1 step back to go 2 steps forward. Got my Simpit mug. Don't need a sippy cup here at this desk. I have all the room in the world to work with. Kimber says the lights and things are good. Con with the $2 subscriber donation. Thank you very much, Con. I appreciate it very much. All right, so what's going on in news? I'm going to get through things and try to start getting caught up again. Yeah, Sean Burgundy. I wish, you know, all the screw-ups today prevented the funny. I was going to actually show up in a jacket and tie, and I had some other good fun things planned that we're all missing out on because instead of doing that, I was troubleshooting my system. Which kind of sucks. Anyway, okay, let's get back to... Oh, did you see that? That was the hint of a smile. That I almost smiled. So now that we're talking sim racing, I think I'm getting a little bit happier already. So Forza, you know, their road racing championship is going on. They had their Mexico City event going on. And again, just think about this. The pros of Forza, the pros, the guys who are the best of the best in Forza, they're traveling the world. They're in Seattle. They're in Mexico City. They are all over the place looking for everything, but the autofocus is the autofocus off. See, now that's an area that I'm going to have to be very upset with. Yeah, turn that on. I fucking hate, excuse my language. Focus is fixed. I'm going to say this right now because I've given them a lot of money over the years, so I have every right to call foul where foul has been played. But if you have ever had a Logitech webcam, and this shout out is to Logitech for being such a failure when it comes to your webcam software, but if you have settings, and I can click settings and I can hit apply, it'd be kind of nice for you to keep those friggin' settings, Logitech. So I guess on Monday, we're going to get everything out. We're going to get it out on the open. Monday rant day, Monday FU Logitech day, Monday FU OBS, and FU everything that gives Sean a thorn in his side and makes him miserable on a Monday morning. So anyway, their big finals went on over the weekend, so they've got various different images. They've got some videos of some of the good things. Too far away? Is it still, or is it just it was the focus was off? It was tripping out. So great imagery. Thanks all who turned out to the Series 2 playoffs. A special congratulations to Jutu Lage, BBBB, OX, and Williams Mitch. Mitch Williams actually has a fairly normal name. Look at that, not just some stupid gamer name. What else do they have going on there? Cool images. Fajita Joe, stay positive. Get some breakfast after the show. Your treat and treat for Max. Thank you very much, Fajita Joe. I appreciate that a ton. No, Donald King, I think that is a fair thing to say. Logitech is not what they used to be. I used to keep Logitech. I used to tell people, go get something Logitech. It'll work every time. Just plug it in. It'll work. Guaranteed. It is the most user-friendly stuff ever built. And the bottom line is, no, it's not. It's crap now. Logitech, the camera itself is a fine camera. Their software is crap. You think of the Logitech series wheels, and not to take anything away. Well, you had to take something away from them. The amount of innovation and design they've thrown between the G25, G27, and G29 is outright pathetic if you want to consider yourself a go-getter type company. So no, Logitech has been quite let down over the years, I have to say. And I have nothing but Logitech webcams, and every single one of them has the same problem. It refuses to remember any settings whatsoever, which if you do multiple camera angles, you do different things from time to time, it just screws everything up. Anyway, so this is the Forza production facility for their big event that they're doing, their Forza Horizon 4 live stream that went on in addition to the Road Championships. So also they're doing a stream this morning. It looks like it is still going. If you head over to that stream, apparently they are giving away copies of Forza Horizon 4. So it looks like all you need to do is be in there and look for the @GLEA map link in the chat for a chance to win. They're giving away codes for in-game clothing on Twitter and on their Instagram. This is all going on right now, so sorry about that I couldn't inform you sooner. But, okay, that's now gotten really loud. Make that go away. Make that go away. Sorry. Some audio things I didn't think about also. This is going to be a little harder from here because of the way I use this computer. So many things to think about doing things the way I do it. Anyway, iRacing, they have a Simon Racing report, and it's kind of a cool video worth watching. So this is both himself, Jonathan Simon, and Real VRS, Coanda Sim Sports, Mac Joa provide tips and analysis of the 2018 iRacing World Championship Grand Prix race from Suzuka. So they actually took the race and then broke it down so that you can actually see where they're thinking and talking about critical moments of the stream of the race. And you can find out their thoughts on how the best in iRacing deal with certain race scenarios and conditions as well. Every day, yep, Logitech, they're a nightmare. Steam King, I agree, G27 is a fine wheel. I mean, I can't take anything away from that. But software, they're letting me down a lot on a lot of different products, and on the wheel, I can definitely be safe in saying that they are not moving forward with the, advances in the wheel whatsoever. All right, what else? McLaren Shadow went on, so there is a stream. This is at the Twitter page for R Factor 2. So if you want to see the best of the best in the new McLaren Shadow competition, one of the first qualifiers that we're seeing from this, there is a live stream at Studio 937. So you'll find that on YouTube under Studio 397. And you can also find it on their Twitter page. But you can find out exactly how the whole racing over the weekend went. And again, this is going to be one of those big things. You know, they've made some changes. So it was originally World's Fastest Gamer. And this is not exactly the same thing. So McLaren Shadow is similar, but not identical to World's Fastest Gamer. They are different competitions, even though they're both involved with McLaren. So you can find that over at the R Factor 2 page. What else? Why did I bring up Project Cars? Was it for this one? No, was it for this one? Oh yeah, because Nick Hamilton did a Le Mans vintage layout track drive. So if you want to see the brother of Lewis Hamilton, Nick Hamilton does racing on his own merits. He's an accomplished racer. But here's his take on how to run vintage Le Mans on Project Cars 2. Yep, they're both lacking in pedals. Yep, yep. Could be a Simpit wizard this Halloween and put... You like the beard, huh? I've been trying... This is the longest I can keep it, it seems. I grow it out and it starts annoying me. And so, because I keep it skinny here, because I'm bald here, then it ends up being, like, scraggly looking. So this seems to be the beard in full, just a matter of what color I allow it to be. Europe version of Dakar came out, even though a lot of people are talking smack. In addition to that, they did have a V.0.3 patch or update to the game that came out as well. This was actually on the 28th that one came out. They're experiencing the life, just showing the weather and lighting effects as the guy stands there twitching away. In addition to that, there was a 0.4 patch that came out on the 30th. And I'm not sure if either of those really got it to where it needs to be. In addition to that, they're talking and showing how to unbind your racing wheel and racing pedal inputs, which is something we had to do with Wreckfest in order to map all your controls. So that could be an issue for some people. You might want to try unmapping and remapping, or binding and unbinding. Anyway, I will say I'm really let down, because when I look at the screenshots, I'm just like, wow, this should be such an awesome game. And I've yet to hear one person come to me and say, no, it's really pretty good, just give it time. Or, oh, it's pretty good, you just got to get deeper into it. Or, oh, it's pretty good, patch 0.4 totally helped it out. So anyway, Dakar is getting some progress and some updates. Crew 2, anybody take advantage of the free weekend? It was out there. There were 20 million photos that have been uploaded. So still enjoying the free weekend for the Crew 2. Make sure to check out the photo mode and share your top photos with the over 20 million photos that have already been shared. Can you believe that 20 million photos of the Crew 2 have already been out there circulated, uploaded into their system and shared with the world to see? Kind of fascinating to me, I have to admit. Streaming's not easy. I mean, one of my goals in doing this has been trying to get it to where I can just come in, turn it on, and stream. And I have yet to really find that scenario. Dave Blair, I agree. I was very optimistic for Dakar. I felt it had a lot of potential. But apparently they didn't come through with it. Looks cool. Gonna wait a bit to see if they can patch it up. Exactly. Well, we've seen a couple of the patches already, so maybe they're on their way. We will probably have to go back to it in time and get a new opinion, which isn't held out only on the Crew 2. NASCAR Heat. You know, I only brought this up because anybody watch the NASCAR race? I actually saw the end of the race. It was a pretty good race. And I was really jealous that those guys were running on the new Charlotte, because we just ran on the old Charlotte and I had a lot of fun with it, despite making a few errors. It's been breakdown week for me, I tell you what. I've had a few breakdowns this week. It's been a rough week for Sean. But there is the Charlotte Roval, and NASCAR Heat 3 has a really good-looking version with giant curbing and the proper chicane coming back out on the straightaway. And in addition, I didn't really understand this. Tom Jones, I don't know. It'll be partially comfort. Like, do I feel comfortable doing it from here? It'll also be your guys' reaction to the desk format. It will also be, do strange things like this keep happening to me? And where is that audio coming from? Oh my god. What is going... I have no idea what is going on over here. I don't know where that audio came from. That will be a fact. I literally, I didn't turn it off either, just so you know. Whatever that friggin' audio was. In the end, growing pains. You know, it's a new setup. Everything takes some time. So, that'll determine whether we come back to it or not. GT Planet talking about the next update to Forza Horizon 4. That's going to have the route creator This is coming out October 25th, so now we're into October, just a few weeks away from this coming out. So they sat down with Ralph Fulton and talked all about it, and so there's an article and write-up at GT Planet telling you everything you want to know about the update, the big update coming to Horizon 4. Oh, is that what it was? It was the next video down on this one? It was this guy right here, which is now muted, of course. Okay, well, that allows me to go back to this. So there's one other article on NASCAR Heat that I didn't cover that I wanted to, and I didn't understand it. This was posted on the 28th. Don't know how good it's for and who for, but this just in. PS4 digital users can now receive a $50 NASCAR ticket voucher. Whether you bought NASCAR Heat 3 on day 1 or just picking it up today, head to our website, obtain your voucher through this link. Select. So, anyway, if you're looking to get a $50 NASCAR ticket voucher, you can do that via the game if you did buy it. We already talked about the update to Horizon 4, that article at GT Planet. Yes, I have a lot of Frozen tabs, too. Another site I'm going to start watching over, another thing I had to do over the weekend was kind of re-update all the sites that I go to looking for news. As you know, Thawman helped us out for a very long time, almost a year, actually, and did such a great job getting me news stories, and now I'm kind of on my own doing that. So one of the other places I put on my radar was Granite Devices, the guys behind like SimuCube type OSW setups, and just looking if they do updates or things like that. But they are looking for, now this is already a couple weeks old, September 20th is when they posted it, but they are looking for a sales director. So if sales is in your skill set, usually when I'm telling you about, you know, hiring by sim companies, it's usually like programmers and things like that. But in this case, they're actually looking for a sales director for Granite Devices. If you want to have a huge impact on the market share that OSWs have in our world of sim racing, maybe a sales director position is for you. Maybe you have sales experience, but you just are sick of selling boxes. It's time to sell sim goods. Well, maybe that's a job you'd be interested in. But you'll find that at granitedevices.com. What else? I'm gonna, you know, I don't know how many topics I have left on today's show, but minus the rant, minus the difficulties in getting and the pace of today's show, I do. So Dave Blair's saying I'm getting desk noise. I was afraid of that. I actually have it up on a pad, hoping that wouldn't be a problem, but I thought it might be. So that's something that I can fix. Kid's okay. I thought I was. In fact, I could have avoided all my frustrations this morning if it weren't for the fact that I'm trying to be streaming to both. I've had a really stupid morning of errors and problems. So, McLaren Shadow also showing off the highlights. So, agony for Michel Alessandro as he conceded the lead to Jan van der Heide on the last lap in the first R-Factor 2 race from the McLaren Shadow Project finale. That was posted 10 hours ago. They're showing some in-car action going on. So if you haven't yet, you're going to want to get on the McLaren Shadow Twitter page and check out that video of that last lap pass. So, anyway, this last weekend was the weekend when it came to the R-Factor 2 McLaren Showdown. Oh, here I have it again. This is at the Studio 397. This is the live stream of the event. So, yep. You're going to want to go check that one out. That's going to be some of the best R-Factor driving you're going to see. Yes, this weekend is the Petit Le Mans on Saturday, and that's something else that I have to put time and energy into, and I don't know where I'm going to find the time. Esport Moto GP, they have a cool comparison video here. So this is an onboard comparison lap. This is Zarco comparison lap, MotoGP 18 versus real life onboard comparison, and you can see just how accurate that game or sim is, and that's good to know. I mean, they have their whole esport competition going on that is got some prizes, money, and some guys taking it very, very seriously. we've had our share of conversation about motorcycle sims, and you know, this is cool though. It's hard to, almost hard. You can see the body movement of the real life driver on the left is a little more human-like versus the you know, the linear movement of the computer AI guy. The bike looks a lot more, there's something twitchy about real life compared to simulation. Like, simulation is in a vacuum, versus you can see just all that constant quick twitch going on both the rider and the bike. But pretty accurate video. It does show how good the game actually might be. So what else? Road to VR. Okay, we talked the other day about that haptic seat, that vibrating seat. We know of the GS5 coming out of Sim Experience if you're looking like for the hardcore, like actual moving type seat. But this is a haptic vest called Rig, and it launches on Kickstarter, fully funded in 3 hours. But this is another type of thing. I've actually used, it might have been these guys. It was at a trade show. I don't remember which one. But it was actually a vest like this that had little transducers. The one I did actually had air bladders, little tiny air bladders. So you play a shooter game, you buy boom, 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 you know, and you'd feel the bullets hitting you, so to speak. Tried a different one years later that actually had like pressure points on the thighs even, because they were thinking about racing and giving you sideways G-force type sensation or feeling. But Haptic Vest Rig, RYG, launched on Kickstarter and was fully funded in 3 hours. Other images, this is at Full Throttle Media, and this is GT Lage, and a picture of the whole group there at Mexico City with G2 Lage, which we already talked about, winning that round 2. So again, they've been to Seattle, they've been to Mexico as that championship continues on. I've been telling you about how the main traditional places, like motorsport, autosport, places like that, covering esports and gaming now when it comes to automotive gaming. Starting to step on my toes. Motorsport coming after my world. Anyway, but they have a full-on review of NASCAR Heat 3, so if you want to get the opinion of a real-life motorsport journalistic site and their thoughts and feelings on Heat 3, you'll find that article at Full Throttle. I'm sorry, at Motorsport. Full Throttle was the Mexico City, and I'm banging on the desk. Sorry about that, you guys. What else we got? Dark Side of Gaming, showing off the V-Rally 4 PC performance analysis. So if you want to know all the bitter details of how that game performs and the real minimum specs to get good playability, you're going to find that at Dark Side of Gaming for all the V-Rally. Heard great things about V-Rally. To be honest with you, I haven't heard one bad thing about V-Rally, and I've heard handfuls of good things about it. So I'm going to have to get in and try that out when I can find some free time, whenever that might be. Do I have bags under my eyes yet? I did get a good night's sleep, but I am tired. This move has kicked my ass. Sim Racing Studio, V28 release ready. So this is a new release to their software. It's going to have new features like a shift sound beep on your default sound card. When you reach SRS calculated shift point. SRS app, a lot of SRS things. P-Cars 2, P-Cars 1, R-Factor 2, 1, Forza 7. So a bunch of changes there for those using Sim Racing Studio software to drive your various different hardware things. What else? This is cool. Race Department had, I saw this and Doug put it in our chat, and so I brought it up, but this is the, you have to have this in your life. Incredible LA Canyons mod. So I don't know who this guy is, Paul Jeffrey maybe. But this is the California. So this is, Project Cars has a really good California, but this actually looks like the canyon roads right by my house, to be honest with you. That could be Thousand Oaks to Malibu right there. That could be my ride. That's where I'm going to be riding my bike later today to get some aggression out, I guess. Since we're not playing Wreckfest today, I guess I'm going to have to get out there on my bike to get out aggression. So the next topic was put in our chat, and it's what I'm going to finish with today. And Kimber, Melanie, do we have any females in the audience? I'm going to cite an article, and it has to deal with what could be kind of even considered sexist type article. Everyone knows I have a weird fascination, which has been a little bit blown out of proportion, a little bit. But I've always had a fondness for Danica Patrick. And we've clowned about that a lot. Anyway, Motor Junkie has a ride up here saying 16 gorgeous female race car drivers that are hotter than Danica Patrick. So, not to sound like a total pig or not to be a total pig, I wanted to play hotter or not than Danica Patrick. So this is something I want to do with you guys. Dave says, Sean, you're not under 50 anymore. Anything out of the ordinary is going to kick your ass. Dave, it's so funny you say that, but I didn't do any of the physicals. Well, I had to build the studio and move everything once it was here. But, all right. So, 16 gorgeous female race car drivers that are hotter than Danica Patrick. Their pictures are not great. So, there's Danica. She's pretty. She's not... I don't think Danica's super hot. I think she's a really pretty girl. But she's got some manly features about her as well. She's very, very worked out, pumped up. Her shoulders are as broad as mine. I bet she could beat me in arm wrestling. Anyway, so let's look at their list. Susie Wolf. You guys know Susie Wolf? She's an attractive girl. I don't think she's hotter than Danica, though. What do you guys think? Susie Wolf. You guys know her? You might want to Google her yourself. What else? Who else we got? Milka Duno. Again, she's an attractive girl. Hotter than Danica? I don't know about that. Number 3. Lilani Munter. That's actually a bad picture of Lilani. She's prettier than that. Hotter than Danica? I don't know, Motor Junkie. I don't know about that. You're going to have to work harder. Simona de Silvestro. You can't even see her in this picture. I've seen pictures of her that she looks great, and I've seen pictures of her where she didn't look so great. And I'm not trying to make that look so or sound so bad, but I don't know if Simona is hotter than Danica. The clickbait was BS. See, I should have used it for my title of the day. Hotter than Danica. Cindy Alleman. I don't know her. She looks pretty. She looks pretty girl. She's a pretty girl. Lilani is cute. She is for sure. Next up, Ashley Force. I don't think Ashley Force is any hotter than Danica. I stood next to her at Long Beach, and I don't know. She's just she's a pretty girl. Hotter than Danica? Nah, younger than Danica. Michelle Mouton. This looks like an old picture. Mid-70s. Don't remember her. Do you guys know her? I don't recall. I don't recall her. Pretty looking girl. Hotter than Danica? I don't know. Alright, I need to see more pictures of her. Canadian racing driver and model. Mary-Eve Dufall. Alright, she looks pretty hot. I'll admit it. She looks pretty hot. She might be hotter. I'd have to go see more pictures. Oh, here's another contender. Shannon McIntosh. She looks pretty good to me as well. Let's see. She's one of the rising and talented young female racer. Been racing since she was 5. She's also accumulated over 100 victories in the lower tiers in amateur racing, as well as driving go-karts and midget racers. So quite accomplished as well, it looks like. Yeah, Danica is hot because you know she wears the pants in the bedroom. Kimber, you're absolutely right. You know, and anytime we judge beauty, there's so many ways to evaluate beauty, whether you're talking male or female. And beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And the best way, I think, the fairest way to really say that is, I mean, for me, I'm personality-driven as much as I am looks-driven, that's for sure. But beyond that, I mean, some people like redheads, some people like brunettes, some people like blondes, and I could be talking male or females here. Some people like big, small. I mean, luckily for me, some women find little guys attractive. Otherwise, I'd never be found attractive. I'm a little guy. So different strokes for different folks, of course, is really what's most imperative or important. But what I am putting this to find out your guys' opinions as well. Sabine Schmidt next on the list. I know Sabine. Yeah, in skills, sure. She's awesome. Carmen Jorda, I've seen her. She's a good-looking girl, better looking than that picture. Jessica Barton, wow. I don't know of her. American drag racer and model who draws attention not only for her racing success, but also extremely hot appearance. There you go. I don't know. She's even hotter. I'm a brunette guy. And then not lastly, Claire Jedrick. Never heard of her. Looks like, is that a drifter car? Rallycross. As a TV personality and fitness instructor from Singapore, Claire wasn't interested in motorsport, but as a part of a journalistic team that broadcasted a Formula One event, she developed an interest in racing. However, she needed to start from the bottom, so Claire first raced go-karts, proving to be highly successful. So that's her story. She looked pretty. Madalena Antis. Oh, that's a cute little girl. She looks very young. Rising off-road racing stars. There you go. What else? Ellen. I didn't know Ellen. Very funny double clutch. Anessa Chushkanova. Yeah, she looks pretty. And Michaela Aylin Kultulinski. And that is our list. So, yeah, Catherine Legg wasn't on here, was she? Or was she? I thought she was, but I don't remember saying her name. Anyway, I thought it was a funny article. I thought it was interesting. You know, it's sort of like you'd never find this article talking about male racers. That's for sure. That's sort of my point. So on one hand, but, you know, I don't know. Is that fair? Is that wrong? Kimber, Melanie, you guys are both here. Is it fair? Is it wrong? Is it overly sexist? For me, I think that, you know, race cars are judged based on their ability to race cars, but there's no doubt that somebody who's marketable for any reason, and that's the important thing I'm going to say before I finish the show. Marketable for any reason is what the real key is. Do you think that a company would take Dale Earnhardt Jr. or a hot chick who can drive? Well, the bottom line is Dale Earnhardt Jr. sells more t-shirts than even Danica Patrick. So it really, in racing, I mean, and a lot of people want to point a finger at women. Oh, they only because they're... No. Only no. They need to have the skills to get there, and on top of it, whatever your reason for being marketing. I mean, jovial, exciting people, guys who live jet-setting lives like a Lewis Hamilton, they have massive appeal on a different level, and that's what it really is all about. So, I mean, we can make the list, we can act like they're only being given opportunity, but I guarantee you, if they couldn't drive, they wouldn't be there. It takes both. It takes marketable, and it takes skill. Otherwise, you don't have the whole package. So anyway, that is the end of today's show. I'm sorry for the rough start. I'm sorry for the late start. I'm going to be working on this overnight, trying to get everything sorted so that tomorrow's an even better show. And basically, I think we are going to work with the desktop for a while because I would like to move the mic and make some other adjustments. But I'm glad. I think it looks like the lighting's good. Sounds like the audio is better than when I was doing that from the other rig. And I'll move the mic so we don't bump that. Anyway, thank you for being here. Thank you for your patience in dealing with this train wreck first show out of the gates in the new studio at the desktop on the old channel. So it's been a lot to throw at me in one day, and hopefully we'll have made a lot of progress by tomorrow and make it an even better show. But that is going to do it for today. Thank you so much for being here. This is Simpit. I'm Sean Cole, and I'll see you on the track.